So as I mentioned, the citrus doesn't do very well. The other thing also about the citrus, they don't care for mulching. Everything else, it's pretty much thriving, but I don't think citrus cares for mulching. This is a Satsuma mandarin. It's supposed to be super good, super delicious. I will have to use a little bit of dish soap on it because it gets a little black sooty mold because of the coconut. It started with the white flies, and then the ant, basically farming all that, and then now we have this little part that we have to take care of. This one is a Sugar Bell Tangelo, and I need to give a little more light for this one because it doesn't get nearly enough light. And it's not like it's doing well anyway, but I mean, how can you do well when you don't get enough light? And the leaf miner is not helping either. So this one, it is a jujube, and it's the Thai giant jujube. But I don't know about you guys if you're growing it, but here it doesn't do very well for me. I think it's just way too much humidity at the summertime for this one, and it just, I don't have a good experience with it. So let's see how it goes. It flowers a lot, but it doesn't give much fruit at all. So am I gonna have to decide what I'm gonna do about it, because there is no reason to take up a lot of space for when there is no production, unfortunately. So you can see the purple yam growing on it too, so get a little wild over there. And yeah, I mean, it's not a bad fruit tree to have. It's like you can eat it as crunchy, you can have it as when it's sweeter. They say it's almost like a date, sweet, but this one doesn't seem to like it here. Because I'm doing some air layering right now with it, so am I gonna replant it in a different location? Let's see if it's a different location would give us different results. I will have to try and see. Am I gonna have to cut it back? But I cut it back normally twice a year. And this one, I love this mango. This one is a coconut cream mango tree. It's a crazy grower. It doesn't have a super nice shape, but the fruit, it's excellent quality, I think. It's very delicious. Very, very delicious. It didn't fruit yet, so hopefully next year. Like I said, many things. Hopefully next year. So the next, this is a Simmons avocado tree, and this one actually I planted 5 years ago, about, right? 4 or 5 years ago. This is a Rollinia, and look at that, it's almost ready. Almost. Like, we have to pick it soon, otherwise something else going to pick it. Look at this beautiful one. Oh, it started to turn a little bit. This one will take a cup. Look at that. You can see it from here. Started to turn a little bit. Look at how huge is that. I really have to measure it when we're gonna finally pick it. And I have a dwarf nyamba here. Dwarf nyambas. Actually, I have to take the pups, and you can see it's actually fruiting. Both of them fruiting right now. there is the new flower also, and I have to just remove a couple of pots because it's getting too busy over there. This is a rose apple seedling. I tasted the fruit and I thought that it was so delicious. It was like eating rose water. So I planted the seed because of it. This is a star fruit. I'm not exactly sure which variety. My friend gave it to me as a gift. I think we can expect some fruit fairly soon. I have some taros. I love the look of it, and you can eat the roots. And this is a Brazilian papaya. The fruit that I got the seed from, it was huge. It was humongous. So I'm looking forward for the fruit. This little itty bitty banana is they sold it as a manzano, as an apple banana, but I think it was a tissue cultured. I got it from eBay a while back, but it doesn't do much. This one, it's also a very good a variety banana because it's super delicious, and like I said, my friend thinks that it's the Lacatan. This is a longan from seed, a longan seedling. So this one I have to probably cut it back a little bit because this one is gonna be humongous. Otherwise, I should have done it earlier, but never too late. And I want to make sure that I will just cut it a little bit to make it a little bushier instead of going up to the sky. This one is a pomegranate seedling. So far, doing pretty well for us, considering that pomegranate doesn't do way too well in our area. So look at that huge one. Look at that. But once again, there is a hole already in it. So oh, look at that. There is more on the other side of the fence. I leave that for the neighbors. So yeah, I am curious. I don't think this one is very good, probably. We'll check it later. This is a champagne loquat, and it's already given us fruit one time. And I'm having vanilla climbing it here. Also, one thing I realized that the Sri Lankan Vivi also enjoys this one, the loquat. This is a yellow ciruela, thank you, yellow ciruela. And it's a very good tasting actually. This one is a red variety, red ciruela, and I have 1, 2, 3 trees of the red one of the yellow one. The yellow one is my favorite one, taste-wise. It's really good. The red is good too. This is a Mauritius lychee earlier that I planted this year, and it's growing very well. I will have to trim it up so that way it will grow more like a tree instead of a bush. And there is a acai. It does not look very good right now, but acai loves half shade kind of, and shadier spots and a lot of water that I heard of. And also this is a mulberry tree that I mostly use for landmass because it's not the best quality mulberry. And this is a falsa plant that you can juice, and it's supposed to be a super fruit. And this is I believe it's a seedling loquat. At the time when I bought it, it was tiny, and I believe, yeah, it must be a seedling. And it was interesting because this one flowered in July. So look at the little loquat on it right now. But I never seen them flowering at that time of the year. This is a yellow cacao. I don't know if it will make the winter at zone 9B. I'm really pushing it, but it does have a kind of a good cover, because the loquat and the Rollinia, so they can help each other, you know, they can have a little help, a microclimate. If you see this one, that's a coffee plant. I'm growing it from seed. One of the neighbor, he shared a coffee fruit. Check out the vanilla orchid air roof. It's coming all the way up there. It's coming down like this one. Look at that. It grew into the other orchid pot. And here too, it completely grew into the loquat tree. And this one, I just realized the other day that this one wants to go up all the way on the top of the tree. So it will be really hard to pollinate it. You see, it already grew in. So I have to change that direction, try to change the direction, and just kind of put it around the tree so I can reach it. Otherwise it will be it will be really a pain to pollinate it. And ta-da! You can see the vanillas finally started to turn yellow. I'm still waiting a little bit, but I think soon I will have to cure it. I will have to start the curing, and I'm hoping that it will be good quality. So we shall see. Am I gonna do a video of that? Okay, this one is an Araza Eugenia stripitata, and you can see now it's flowering. This is the second time around that it's flowering. These are the new shots. I just got it a couple of months ago actually, flowering here. I don't think it will hold the flower just because the trunk, the tree trunk, it's such a tiny one. I mean, I don't think it would hold, I couldn't hold the fruit. So, but it doesn't stop trying, I guess. And let's not forget about my other Barbados cherry. The key lime. This one, the key lime actually gave us two limes this year, which a good start. And this one, I got it this year. It is the Achachairu, and I put it in the ground, and I kind of put it close by the loquat somewhat, so it would help it. It would give a some protection at the winter time when it's gonna go down lower. This one is a lemon drop mangosteen. It's still a baby, but I'm sure it taking the energy now for the taproot. And then what's that? Yes. And this one is a Mexican cream guava, and you can see I have to actually bag these up now that it's already there. Look at all the flower coming up. I have to do this like as soon as I can, like maybe tomorrow, so that way the bugs wouldn't, or the worms wouldn't get in. Yeah. This one is the miracle fruit, and I think I have a little fruit here. It's kind of a little dry, but it's definitely still usable, I think. Would you like to try it?
I've had so many of them.
I'm gonna use it. Eat it. Now, everything acidic what I'm going to eat, for example, Barbados cherry, will be the sweetest that I ever had. For about an hour or so. This one is a lemon zest seedling, and I just put it here. I didn't think about it too much, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do in the future about it, but this is a lemon meringue mango. I haven't had a chance to try this mango yet, but I cannot wait to try it. I heard it's not like a huge mango, but it's delicious. This one is a rosta pote. It's still pretty small. And you already saw the sugar apple. This one is a custard apple. Oh, okay. So it's actually a Nona reticulata San Pablo. So it's not a Fernandez. I thought that it was a Fernando, but no, it's a San Pablo. So it should be a good variety. And hopefully we're going to have the two. Looks like it's growing, the two from the flower. Did you see it like that? But it's still not for sure though. But hopefully, can you see it? But I can't tell, like, no, that will take a little bit longer.
What's it?
That's a Brazilian red cloak. That's for pollinators, and this one also.
What's this one?
I can't remember the name of it, but maybe the floral farm. I'm not exactly sure, but it's always flowering. There's always a flower in it. And this one is the tamarind. This tree is about 5 years old, and it didn't do much for 3 years. And after we mulched the area, it just started to grow so fast and becoming a pretty big tree actually. Yep. Now I'm eating because this is normally kind of sour acidic. Now it's sweet. The leaf, it's sweet. It's really good. Hopefully this year we can expect some tamarind. You can see it's growing. It will be great to taste. I believe it's a sour tamarind tree, but I'm not 100% sure. When I bought it, it was just a seedling, but I have the feeling it's gonna be a sour one because I saw the sweet one at the nursery, and the leaves looked a little different, I thought. Okay, so there is a couple of banana. There is a Pakistan mulberry here. It's kind of linky, so I have to cut it back. There is some more Dwarf Cavendish, Lakatan, Ladyfinger banana. It's supposed to be very sweet. A Saba. A Ladyfinger is supposed to be very sweet variety, like a dessert banana. This is an Oro Negro avocado. And I have, of course, the Cuban oregano, the longevity spinach, papaya. I might gonna have to take down this papaya because it's too tall, and I don't seem to get actually papayas from it. before the worms get into it. This one is one of my favorite banana. It's the manzano or apple banana. I really love the flavor. It's not a huge banana, but I like it. I like it very much. This is a chaya. There is some yam growing. There is a passion fruit seedling growing. This is a type of crane lily, I think. It's beautiful. One of my friends gave me when it was pretty small compared to this one, but now it's ginormous. I think it's like huge. This is a Marcus pumpkin, grafted Marcus pumpkin. Thank you for a friend of mine who gave it. This one, at this point, it's a seedling. Cranberry hibiscus. This one is unfortunately getting because of the mulch get on it. This one is the roselle, but it's not doing very well. But this one is just reseeded itself. I never planted this one, but this is the Jamaican sorrel. It's a really good plant to have, actually. There is a couple of kinds of dragon fruit. I'm using this old tree as a trellis. This one. Oh, this one is so sweet too, because normally sell edible leaf hibiscus. You can use it year-round as a lettuce instead of lettuce. This one, there is a couple of jackfruit seedlings actually here. This is the seedling part. This is, I believe, a Nandakmai seedling, mango. Am I gonna actually grab that one? This is the cranberry hibiscus. Don't be afraid to cut it back, because this is getting just way too tall, and you can make it a little bushier if you cut it back. So remember, this one you can eat the leaves, not too many of them, because it contains some oxalic acid, but you can have some. It's a good tasting leaf, and you can have also tea from it. The Jamaican sorrel, though, you can eat you can make jam from the calyxes, and you can have teas from it. The Jamaican sorrel is my number one favorite, I think. Some space here. Oh. Yes, they take very well for the trimming. This one is the Bahama berry or Taijuan. How you pronounce the T? I might gonna have to write it down because I cannot pronounce that, but it's such a good smell. I believe also they call it pineapple verbena. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I love it. And you can use it also as bonsai. Okay. There's a couple of aloe pop. There is some turmeric. This is not very common Savannah cherry, supposed to be close to the cherry of the Rio Grande. Sometimes it get a little bit of aftertaste, depending on the seed, depending on the conditions. It can be very strong. So this is Pitanga tuba also, and unfortunately when we were taking in the mulch, somebody stepped on it, so I had to actually quick fix it. I didn't want to say names, but I had to kind of use a little bit of paper, and you want to come closer, so I body taped it. So it seems okay. It didn't die, and we did the mulch for about 2.5 months ago, so hopefully it will bounce back. This little guy is the egg fruit, and I mean, it's a small itty bitty tree, and look, already get egg fruits on it. This one also a pretty old aloe here, but get some sunburn. I have been weeding lately, so. Oh wow, the cherry, too sweet now because of the miracle fruit. Too sweet for my taste, but it's good. But yeah, this is one of my favorite trees, honestly. I mean, this one is another Oro Negro because I heard so much good things about the Oro Negro avocados. I was like, okay.
Black gold.
Black gold, exactly. This is a Kohala Langen, also supposed to be a very good variety. This is Society Garlic, chives, and you can use this year round. So I remember when I tried to grow several things, and I had a really hard time in Florida. And you get just sometimes disappointment, and sometimes you just get frustrated. But if you grow things that it's good for this climate, then you don't have to do much about it really. Like for example, this one. Okay, I couldn't grow very well the regular chives, but this one, it grows very well with almost not much work really. I mean, I just have to plant it and that's it, and now I have it year round. Effort. This is the Cuban oregano. It really grows like weed. That's one thing that when you plant it, you can plant it from just a leaf like that. It's kind of like a succulent, very strong, very good oregano, but it will take over. Just remember, it will take over. This is a Grimo jaboticaba, supposed to have big fruits. So I'm looking forward to it. This will take a good couple of years before it bears fruit, I believe. And I just wanted to show you that this is 2 days that the cashews, how big they got. That 2 cashews, actually I ended up planting one separate part, and look at this. And this is a lipstick tree, Anado. The Caribbean, they're using it as a lipstick, or you can actually color your food, your rice. Got pretty flowers, and I like the seed pods too. This is a sunchoke I just got, also an edible, and get beautiful small sunflower like flowers. This was a trade, and thank you so much for the person. Look what I just got today. Sharp blue blueberry. So I will give another try. Wasn't too bad price either. I will give another try. I tried it one time and it didn't make it. So these guys, I think I'm gonna have to keep it or in a pot, or I have to make the soil more acidic for it. So I have to use more peat moss, and probably bicarbonate iron also. So a little story about this mango. They were going to basically grind it up for mulch, and I got a phone call. My husband called, and he's like, "Do you want the mango tree?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, what kind of question is that if I want a mango tree? And it's funny because just before that, he was telling me that you can have the backyard, you can do whatever you want to do with the backyard, but up front, it's my territory, and please don't put a lot of trees because it's harder to mow, and etc, etc. So I was like, okay. And then he's calling me that, hey, do you want a mango? So there is no way that we could have put this mango tree inside there because it was already close to this size. And so I was like, okay. So I quickly dig the hole, and he was able to took it before they would have grind it down. And guess what? At the same year, we get a lot of mangoes on the tree, and sometimes that happens, that it's kind of like a transplant shock also. And I'm thinking the mango also thanked us that, hey, thanks for saving my life. But anyways, I thought that that was pretty amazing that we get trees. And the next, I was experimenting with some grafting, and I grafted Malika on it. And I have to actually still cut these areas, but it took very well, the Malika. That one is not working. That was yeah, but 2 of my Malika took from grafting. And then once again, he was telling me that the backyard is yours. Let me do the upfront. And it started out with a passion fruit cutting. I just put it down there, and I'm like, okay, well, can I just have at least a passion fruit? And he's like, okay. And then the next, I was like, well, can we have some other things, like maybe cocoa plum? And then he was like, okay. And then the next he knew, he was like, well, do you think maybe we can get some more coconuts? I think it would be great. We love coconut water and everything coconut. And he's like, I love you. Okay, you lucky, I love you. So the next, this year we ended up getting 4 coconuts, actually 2 green Malayan, dwarf Malayan coconuts, 1 yellow, and 1 golden coconut. So I got a couple of varieties, and then because I also love flowers, and this is a very good hummingbird and butterfly attractant. It doesn't look very great right now because it's already kind of flowered, but I ended up getting some powder puff plants because I love them. And I also ended up getting some bougainvillea, and my husband didn't like the idea of getting bougainvillea because he had experience with it, but I always thought that they were so tropical looking, and I love the color. I mean, right now it's growing out, and so I was like, well, I just really want one. Like, that's like, I really want bougainvillea. Well, guess what? They are mean. They are mean because they have a lot of thorns, and I have to cut it because I don't want him to be torn up when he cutting the grass around them. So when I have to cut it, I have to take my time, and it pokes me a couple of times. They poked me already, so I wouldn't do it again. And I'm not happy to say this, but you were right. I did here symmetrical, also try to do the same thing. I get some powder puffs, cocoa plums, coconuts, birds of paradise. We actually got a fruit this year from it, so that was really good, really nice to taste the fruit. But I think if all goes well and the winter is not going to be way too cold, then hopefully next year we can expect a lot more fruits, I believe. It's a really big tree now. Remember when I got it?
Mm-hmm.
Remember? It was smaller than this little seedling. It was tinier than that seedling. And now, 5 years later, this is how big it got. So, oh, I almost forgot. One of my favorite mango tree, not the tree itself so much, but the flavor, the mango. It's one of my favorite mango is the lemon zest. It's amazing. I mean, there is good mangoes and there is this. It's phenomenal. It's very, very good quality fruit. The trees, it's not easy because they're susceptible for a couple of things. I didn't have the best of luck, but that didn't stop me to get another tree. I'm gonna try again because I just love too much the fruit. I'm running out of space, but I still want to plant more and more and trade and share, and you know the feeling probably. So yeah, that was I wouldn't say a quick tour, but it was the tour of our backyard food forest. And if you have any questions,
That was your 100 subscriber tour.
that's right, that's right.
Because you're at 99 right now.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious? So yeah, so this is the 100 subscriber tour, and thank you guys, I appreciate. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you have any questions about any of these trees or plants, let me know, and happy growing, you guys. Bye.